I forgot something. I swear, if my head wasn't attached, I'd leave that shit somewhere. So thank God for attached heads. So 2013 was a really good year for gaming, for Nintendo gaming specifically, because the 3DS was kicking out just hit after hit after hit after hit, and then the Wii U. Now there's a lot of underrated titles out for the Wii U right now, and I saw Nintendo Enthusiast did an article on the Wonderful 101. They called it basically the most underrated title of the entire generation, or the entire year, either one. And I think they have a point. It's an extremely underrated game. Not enough people have played it. But you talk to anybody who has played it, it's kind of polarizing. Some people absolutely hate the gameplay and think it's a little bit too busy for their tastes. Some people absolutely love the gameplay, myself included. I think it's amazing. And I hope that it sees a sequel, because everybody's clamoring, oh, Nintendo needs to come out with a new IP. Really? Because Wonderful 101 was a new IP. Zombie U is a new IP. They're not Nintendo games, but they're Wii U exclusives and they're new IPs. Lego City was a new IP. Or it's the first time that the Lego City IP was used in a video game. So what's the deal? Why is it Nintendo's responsibility to come out with new IPs all the time? I mean, they do it every generation. Wii Fit was a new IP last generation. You know, Pikmin didn't get any action since early in the life cycle of the Wii, so you can almost consider Pikmin is, you know, one of those almost like a long lost IP that got revived. I don't see any reason for Nintendo necessarily to come up with a new IP. And we know that they're calling X a new title, so they're probably going to consider X a new IP. How they're going to do that, whether they're going to just take characters from, you know, Xenoblade and fold them in, or have characters from Xenoblade be like, you know, referred to in the game. I don't know how they're going to do that. But I mean, one way or another, that game looks like it's going to be phenomenal. It looks like a really fun experience if you're into Japanese RPGs. And I'll tell you what, this past generation, right, so the seventh gaming generation, I was not into Japanese RPGs. I got a Wii on launch. I sold it a year later. And it was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. I was, you know, an Xbox gamer pretty much the entire generation. You know, Xbox and PC, which doesn't really make any sense because Xbox got all, you know, pretty much the same titles the PC did. But I did all my Valve gaming on PC, and I still do. I really like what Valve puts out. Valve, like Nintendo, puts a lot of care, a lot of attention to detail in their game experiences, and that is something I can really appreciate. So those are probably my two favorite publishers, video game publishers. Obviously, this generation, it's starting to happen. EA is you know, releasing broken game after broken game, and then with their sports titles, the same experience that you've been able to you know, have for the last umpteen years now. EA is falling into irrelevance for me as a gamer. The last decent game that I saw come out of EA was, you know, the Crisis series. It was alright. Really beautiful graphically, but that's not all it takes to win me over as a gamer, you know. And it had a really solid, you know, first-person shooter game mechanic, and it introduced something, you know, a couple things that were very different. So I really appreciated those games. Beyond that, not much, man. Battlefield 3 was, you know, Battlefield 2.5, and looks like Battlefield 4 is Battlefield 2.75. And it doesn't friggin' work, so. Or it hasn't been working. Oh, and Origin just got hacked, so, you know, EA's just really fallen into irrelevance for me as a gamer. They had their little fallout with Nintendo. They decided not to release any of their games. I did buy Madden because I did want to support them when the Wii U first launched, and I wanted to try the gamepad features, which I thought were very well done for Madden. The problem is that, you know, now they're not making games, so now I couldn't care less. It was the same business with Steam, you know. EA at one point pulled all their games off of Steam because, you know, Steam did not want to integrate Origin purchasing into the Steam platform. Well, you know, EA is very controlling in that way, I guess. They want the royalties. They wanted the royalties from Nintendo. You know, that's why they wanted to roll Origin into their network. You know. So that's that. We're not getting any EA experiences on Wii U, at least not for now, until EA comes slithering back the way that they did with the Wii. But I have a feeling that any experiences we get from EA are going to be broken as well, and I'm not looking forward to that. So honestly, EA could go the way of THQ, and I probably would not bat an eye. There's a few subsidiaries of EA, some few development teams that got swallowed up by EA that I hope continue making games under a different publisher. But other than that, EA can go away and I won't care. I don't know about you all, but I am definitely looking forward to seeing some Zelda news sometime early this year. That would really be fun for me. Being a little bit gingerly with it. I went to make a U-turn yesterday and hit a soft patch of gravel, and my back wheel started sliding all over the place. It's always a hair-raising and butt-clenching series of events that lead up to your back tire starting to squeal out from underneath you. But got through it. Didn't go horizontal on that one, or as some people say, have a lay down. Or have a get off. I don't know. I've been through a couple motorcycle accidents and I would characterize them as ow. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to come up with necessarily a cute name for it. Though I had an instructor at the MSF course that called it a temporary horizontal position. Because whether it's you or somebody else, somebody's going to try to stand that bike up. And I think he was trying to give us a lesson on, you know, making U-turns anyway. So, you know, he was telling us he'd rather see us put our foot down than put the bike in a temporary horizontal position because we were too stupid to put our foot down. And I tend to agree with that. If you feel the bike going sideways, you definitely just, you know, don't feel bad about putting your foot down. Not that big a deal. It's not that serious. Though, I mean, if you lose too many points during the MSF course, you can't get your endorsement. So I'm actually at right around a year and 4 months now of riding, and I've probably put about, you know, this is my second bike. My first bike I put about 12,000 miles on before I had the before I laid it down and totaled it. So this is my second bike. I've probably, I don't know how many miles I put on this thing. Quite a few, I'm sure. Although my commute is nowhere near what it used to be. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Remember to like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Leave a little feedback if you feel the urge. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.